All right, well, welcome back to season 7, episode 4. Carolyn has a beautiful 4 there for us for the third chair. And we have just talked about some big tailwinds for the industry, and there's a lot going on. And maybe we should take a step back, Brian. A lot of companies are trying to figure this all out. How do they think about sustainability? How do they implement it? Like, how should a company be thinking about this?
Well, a good place to start, we think, is sustainability efforts, at least internally here, the way we think about it and the way that we organize, and I think would be helpful for companies, is think about sustainability in sort of 3 broad ways. One is your organization. What are you doing around telling your story, around your values, around how you're living into sustainable business practices? But then you're probably making a product, and all of the things that go into making a product and all the carbon that goes into making a product and the chemicals and the materials that go into making a product and the process equipment that makes that product. So thinking about your organization, thinking about your products, and then thinking about your facilities or your buildings is the other third way to be thinking about sustainability work. And that's how we try to organize, is we have teams here that are helping companies with getting more sustainable products, making their buildings more sustainable, and then making their organizations more sustainable. And that really, that trifecta there is a good way to start thinking about how to frame up ways to solve for climate change and address sustainability opportunities and ESG opportunities and all the rest. So that's how I think it's a kindergarten version of thinking about it, but that's usually my level is kindergarten.
Do you find people do all 3 in parallel, or like they do it kind of one as they go?
Oh, well, companies are doing things in parallel right now that are already sustainable. And I think a great first step is to literally identify what are we already doing that aligns with sustainable business practices. Sure. And we're going to do an episode in a few weeks that really digs into that, I think. But I think that if you have to pick one thing to start with, I think having your corporate strategy and corporate values aligned with sustainable business practices is really the first most important thing. And then right after that is establishing baselines, which is all about data, which is a huge, those 2 things really are the 1A and 1B of where you want to start. And then everything else should flow from there.
Definitely, yeah. We see a lot of organizations begin their journey at the organizational level and then let it all trickle down from there.
Yes. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us this week for the Micro Vlogcast. We'll see you next week. Welcome back.
I wish the cameras were flipped on
Perfect
that
timing,
one.
yeah.
The cameras definitely needed to be flipped because the look on Carolyn's face to Joel was like, I closed the thing.
We're going.
I am doing my job. I don't know why they're not talking.